I'm like, all right, what do I do? So I'm like, hi, you know what I mean? It's like, I'm just like, what the hell? Like, everything's like panic.
She see money all around me. I look like I'm the man. Yeah, but I was counting up like last week. Tell me, where have you been? Yeah, came out of hiding, girl. Don't act like I'm your man. You just a fan.
Everybody, welcome to my channel. Welcome back. It's your girl, Albeit T. Today I'm gonna do a story time. I love story times and I see story times all the time. I watch them all the time on YouTube. And I'm like, wow, my life is interesting. Like, I have a lot of stories to tell. So today I'm gonna tell a really funny / drawing story. And this story is about the first time my dad caught a boy in the house, like in our house. So the first and last time, but this is the first time ever, and it was just like I never did an introduction video, and you guys might not know this about me, but I'm an only child, and I also lived with my dad from the age of like 15 to 19, so you can only imagine how tight the hold was on me with my dad being my primary care holder. So with that being said, it was like 2 days after senior week. Senior week is when, after you graduate high school, everybody in your graduating class goes down to Ocean City, Maryland, and like turns up without parents, without school, without anything for a whole week. So you can only imagine. I came back feeling myself. I was like, I'm grown, I'm turned, I'm about to go to college, I'm about to get my education on. Like, I was turned. Like, I felt like I was on top of the world. So with that being said, I was doing a lot of things that I haven't ever done before because of that. Like, I was feeling myself. I didn't care. So it was 2 days after senior week, and it was this boy that I was like crushing on really crazy in high school, but I really didn't really, you know what I mean? It was nothing. I didn't really care about it. It didn't make or break me if I, you know what I mean, chilled with him or, you know what I mean, dealt with him or not. But it just so happened senior week was the time, like all 7 days, like I was like with this man from the first day getting there to like the last day. It was weird how it ended up turning out. But anyway, it wasn't just senior week, you know what I mean? He had hit me up like 2 days later and was like, hey, I'm back in Harrisburg, like, what's up? I'm trying to see you. And I'm like, okay, sure. But at the time I wasn't driving, so it was like he had to come to my house. And it was summertime, and I didn't have school anymore, obviously. I just graduated, and my stepsister went to summer school. She went to summer school, and my dad and my stepmom, they actually just like went to work all day. And what had happened was, it was like in the morning it was like he had hit me up in the morning, and I was like, all right, cool, my dad's about to go to work, my stepsister's about to go to summer school, like, all right, he can definitely come over. So me being sneaky, all fast-tailed this shit, I was like, yeah, you can come over, but it gotta be later. I'm gonna text you when you can come over. So the thing that happened was, my dad and my stepmom, they went to work together because they worked like in the same area, like downtown. So it was like so perfect. They went to work together, and then my stepsister left like early as hell in the morning, and didn't like it was school hours, like 8 to like 3, you know what I mean? So I had the crib, literally, like everybody was out the house by 8, and then like till 3. So I had hit him, well, he hit me up, and I was like, yeah, come over, da 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 da. So I'm getting my room straightened up. Because my dad never was down for that in the room shit. No, my dad didn't play. My mom and my dad didn't play them games, honey. No sleepovers, no in the room type shit. I don't know what type of shit y'all parents did, but I know my dad and my mom weren't for that. So I was hyped, straight up my room, got in the shower, you know what I mean? I was hyped because it was like, you know what I mean? Like I said, I was feeling myself and I was being sneaky. So he came over or whatever, and we went straight to my room. Like, straight to my room. I was like, no downstairs, no nothing. We went straight to my room. what's crazy is this story might sound like we might have did something, but we didn't. Like, all we did was kiss. And I was like, which was weird to me, because senior week, you know what I mean? We did more than just kissing, but all we did was kiss. So with that being said, it was just like, alright. So we're chilling, we're talking. Like, basically all we did was chill and talk the whole time. Like, kissed a couple times. It was nothing. And my stepsister came home, which was cool because she went to her room. Like, she was downstairs or went in her room and like stayed to herself. Like, she rarely talked to me. I feel like she didn't even care about what was going on with life. She was young, so she didn't even talk to me. It was just like we were chilling and talking, we were kissing, and then all I heard was a boom, a door closed, and then like the beat to the lock the door. And I look out my window because my room is like, everybody has a window in the front of their room, like on the second floor, and that was my room. Like, my whole room was a window. And I like look out the blinds, like I pull the blinds to the side, all obvious as hell. Like, I was so scary. Like, yo, I was so scary. And I pull the blinds, obvious as hell. And my dad sees me and I see my dad and I just wave, like, all fucking weird. I was like, you know what I mean? All weird. And he comes in and I had no time. Like, this was like, it was like T-minus 5 seconds till shit hit the fan. Like, this shit was crazy. Like, it was just crazy as hell. Like, T-minus 5 seconds till shit hit the fan. So I see him, he stops and waves too, and then I'm like, alright, what do I do? So I'm like, hide. You know what I mean? It's like, I'm just like, what the hell? Like, everything's like panic. Like, everything's crazy. So I'm just like, hide. I tell him to hide. My dad unlocked the door. I don't know what it was, but he unlocked that door fast as hell. Like, yo, I feel like he knew. But he unlocked the door fast as hell. And my dad never came home for lunch or never came home for anything. Like, my dad was a real black man dad. Like, he stayed at work. Like, he didn't want to leave early for anything. He never wanted to not go to work. Like, that was my dad. So, with that being said, he had came home and I'm like, what the fuck? My luck, out of all days, this man comes home while I break the biggest rule in the world. You know what I mean? So, alright, so I'm like, hide. This dickhead hides on the side of my bed. Doesn't even get under my bed. It hides on the side of my bed. Because my room, it was like, you open the door in the room and the bed's right there. The dresser's right there. Everything's just like, it's just a room. He hides on the side of my bed, like, doesn't even get all the way under. So that's rule number one, how we fucked up. You know what I mean? Let alone the fact that I even had him in there was a fuck up. So my dad comes straight in my room, which never happened before, but he just knew. My dad knows me, you know what I mean? My dad's one of those dads where you're not getting nothing past him. Like, he's gonna investigate, he's gonna do all that extra shit, especially because he just knows me. So he comes in the room and he just starts looking around. He didn't even say hi. He just starts looking around. And my nervous ass is like, yo, I was just scared as fuck. And you know what happens next. So he comes over to the other side of the bed and sees the boy on the floor. And he's like, yo, get the fuck out. And I'm like, I just thought it could have went a million different ways, but he's like, yo, get the fuck out. And my dad just goes at my neck. He's just like, what the fuck are you doing? Da, 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 da. And I'm just like, yo, only if you knew, bruh. I just got in trouble for a whole kiss. Like, just having somebody up here and all we did was kiss. Like, I was just so mad. But man, my dad was so mad. He was like, this is what you do. This is the type of life you want to live. You would have thought I'd kill somebody, yo. Like, my whole thing was, why are you mad? It's like, this is a man. Like, this is a boy. Like, you should be happy that I have a boy. Now, I mean, you shouldn't be happy, but I'm just saying, like, this is a man in my room. Like, we didn't even do anything. Like, believe our clothes were on. I think I even had like a sweater and some sweatpants on. It was cold in my house. You know what I mean? Like, it was just weird as hell. But my dad was just mad, which I can only imagine, you know what I mean? But it was real. He was like, what are you doing? Like, this is the shit you do? How many times have you done this? And I haven't came home early. All I did was forget my wallet. And then I'm like, you forgot your wallet? You forgot your wallet? Like, yo, like, God was telling me, like, he was like, ding, like, yo, it wasn't no intuition. All my dad did was forget his wallet. And this is how I got caught up. You know how many times I do things and I never got caught, and this is how I get caught up. So my dad's yelling at me, and just like a black parent does, they call everybody and tell them. My dad never talks to my mom after they divorced. Like, he never talked to her. And he called her and was like, guess what your daughter, I just found your daughter doing da-da-da-da-da. You would have thought I killed somebody. So he goes in my stepsister's room after he gets done screaming at me, and he's like, did you know that this was happening, Jada? Da-da-da-da-da. And she's like, what? No, because we kind of like ignore each other, but we really didn't ignore each other. We just lived our own lives. And she was like, no, like, I didn't know anything like that. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, it wasn't anything going on, because definitely she would have heard us if anything was going on. But my dad wasn't hearing that, yo. My dad's, he's not. Even now, I'm 22 years old, and he still don't fuck with that. Like, he don't listen to that. Like, it's, no. So he calls my mom calls me. He calls, like, my aunt, and then it's just like a vicious cycle. So again, my dad just forgot his wallet, so he goes back to work. He goes back to work, and he's like, I'm not done with you yet, right before he leaves. And I'm like, damn. So I just sat there and just thought, like, how the hell I can get out of this? Like, I was texting my dad, like, Dad, I promise you we didn't do nothing. Nothing happened. Like, I wasn't being sneaky. I just didn't think nothing of it. And it was just a bunch of shit. Like, it was just a bunch. Like, I felt like it, like my stomach dropped. Like, it was the final countdown till I lost my life, right? Like, 5:30 couldn't come fast enough. Like, it was taking the longest. Like, till he came home at 5:30, 6 o'clock. So when my dad came home, we had like a little family meeting, like everybody at the table downstairs. And he's like, so Brea had a boy in the room, da-da-da-da-da. And I just want to remind you guys about the rules, how we don't have company unless me and Sharon, which is my stepmom, are here, and you guys stay downstairs and not upstairs, and nobody's in the room. And I'm just like, oh my God, like, I'm about to leave in like 2 months. Like, why are you talking to me like this? But it was just terrible. Like, I was like in trouble. I couldn't go nowhere. And I'm like, I'm 18. Like, how are you treating me like this? But I couldn't go nowhere. Like, like all the chances of being with this boy, like even having a relationship with this boy, like to this day we're friends. But it's so funny because like we bring it up, and it'll be like, remember when my dad told you to get the fuck out? Like, y'all remember when he got caught? Like, it's just crazy because it's just fucked up. But nah, moral of the story is, like, listen, don't be fast tailed. Like, don't do it. Like, don't do it. Like, you know what I mean? Go to his house. Don't go to your house. Don't, you know what I mean? Don't get caught. If you know your parents are slick and strict, just don't do it. It's like, there's no reason for it. Like, it's just, that caused so much. It didn't cause a lot of trouble, but it was just so drawing. Like, just how everything happened at one time. It was just terrible. Like, moral of the story, don't do it. Like, yo, I felt like my dad was so disappointed in me. It was terrible. Like, he even said at one point in time he was disappointed in my actions. And I was like, how? Like, what did I do? But then it's like, to me now, it's like, oh, I really didn't do anything. But then I could see 18 years old and your daughter, like, has a boy in the room. And it's just weird and awkward. Why did, you know what I mean? She's sneaking. So it's just like, don't do it. Like, don't do it. Don't be fast-tailed. But that basically was my story time, because that shit, I felt like that had to be shared. Like, that was crazy. It was like one of the craziest times of my life. I have a million more stories that I'm gonna share, but that one was just like, oh my God, it was so fucking hectic. Y'all can only imagine. Like, it's just crazy. But other than that, yeah, just don't be fast tail. Like, don't be sneaky. For all my young subscribers, like, don't be sneaky. Like, being sneaky gets you nowhere. Just wait, or you know what I mean? Like, I just came from senior week, so it was like I was just with this man all the time. But still, it was just like, don't be sneaky. Like, having your parents disappointed in you is the worst feeling in the world, and my dad was very disappointed. So I'm just saying, don't be sneaky. It's not worth it. But what I need you guys to do is like this video, comment, subscribe. Tell me anything else that you guys want to see. You can share my videos all the time. I have no problem with that. Also, you can like, I have a page on Facebook, Albeit Tea. You can like that. The information is going to be down here. I just made it about 2 weeks ago. And yeah, thank you for all the support, everybody that's watching me all the time. I really want to thank you. And I want to thank everybody that subscribes and shares this on Facebook or Twitter, reposts it and does things like that. I appreciate you guys so much. And just keep doing it, and tell your friends to tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend.